Shabbat Shalom, Yasharal. Shabbat Shalom. I pray all is well. And I pray that y'all are ready to receive the message that the Most High has delivered to me to share with y'all that, most people would ask that you should be setting when you hear this. But I'm not going to say something so cliche and pointless to you. But I will say that this message might, it has the potential to bring about fear initially, especially to those who aren't, a little more prepared for what's about to take place. This message is confirmation of what we have been saying is going to happen to us. I feel like the Most High in this message is saying, yes, what y'all have been saying is going to happen to you, is indeed going to happen, and that it's not going to be just a walk in the park like y'all are, walking around whistling, claiming it is going to be. And that we need to take this more seriously and get our heads out of our rear end when it comes to talking about this, right? And that it's not going to be fun. It's going to be tough. But it's going to be real. It's going to happen. I'm going to show you what he showed me, and I'll go ahead and ask if any of y'all, when this is done, still thinks that this is not from the Most High, that these messages that he gives to me is not directly from him. I invite you to try and, prove to the class that they indeed are not. But I bet you will agree that these messages in no way could be from anyone but directly from him. And like I've told y'all before, that, I've said that my name is all on these messages. It's not like my name is on them. What I really meant to say is that he puts things that are, intimately related to me, things that I would only know, things that I would know that it's him doing this, sharing this, showing me these messages by winking at me, I guess I would say, would be the best term to use. Y'all remember Guess? I do. All of us guys, we always had, even the girls too, we all had to wear Guess jeans. And, I have been buying this bottle of Guess deodorant spray for a long time. This gray bottle, they sell it at Walmart. And they sell it at Walgreens. I went to Walgreens tonight. I had to get a few other things. And when I went there, I went to where I usually get it at Walgreens. And I didn't even, think about Guess, the sign, the logo that they have that was on all of our butts back in the day. I never gave it a thought of its connection, or that it could possibly be connected to what I've been talking about. The Delta variant, and the Greek letter, and all these things. I never thought about it being connected, right? Until tonight. I went to Walgreens to buy that spray and they were out, but they had this sitting beside it. So I got it. And when so I get this cologne, I bring it home, and I start to look up the origins, the history of this triangle, that Guess used. And I found some articles about Trump using this red inverted triangle during his re-election campaign that Facebook took down because they said it had been used by the Nazis, right? I'm going to show you this. And like I said, I have talked about Trump's tower with the inverted triangle on it, and that the Delta, is, all the stuff I've said. And if you haven't watched my prior videos about this, you need to go watch them. There's a lot of truth that the Most High has given to me to give to y'all. And I'm no one special. I think the only reason he showed me and asked me to share these things with you is because he knows I'll do it. It's not about my talent. It's just about my zeal and my willingness, right? So I'm going to try to find out here where okay, this is what I did. Try to find where I found those Trump articles. I just had them here. Let me see. No. Yeah. Just bear with me, folks. Bear with me. We'll get there. Watch this right here. I'm trying to find my search guide. Should have went to manage history, I guess. Search. X. Guess. Triangle. No. Trump used the red triangle. There we go. This should bring us up to that. There we go, right here. So, Facebook removes Trump ads displaying symbol used by Nazis. I never had heard of this. I do recall in his first campaign, he had a purple and yellow inverted triangle on the pins that him and his team wore. But this was during, I think it said, his re-election campaign, right? And they were red triangles, okay? And he said that, says the campaign advertisement violated. We'll get into that later. You can see my battery's running low. You can see here that Trump used this. If you recall what I've been saying about all this, when it comes to Trump, I've claimed and I've got proof to back it up that he is the sovereign, the king over the locust with the tails like scorpions. He is the king, Abaddon, Apollyon of the bottomless pit, and over the vaccines. And he's claimed it to be, the sole, creditor, the sole, guy to take the credit for the vaccinations, right? So he did use this Nazi symbol right here that's red. And from there, I'm wondering still, why is there, why did they have this on jeans, this inverted triangle with the word guess. I'm thinking, could it be that they knew back then, and I know that they, and I know you know, that they knew back then that they would be doing what they're doing today with this Delta and all these things you see. These guys are geniuses, but mad geniuses and foolish ones. What I was able to find right here was, check this out, if I can get on there, was these triangles were used, wait for it, in the concentration camps to identify people, right? To identify people in the concentration camps, people, okay? I found this article called Holocaust Revealed right here. Let's see. And it reads, what did each of these identifying badges mean? The Nazis used triangular badges or patches to identify prisoners in the concentration camps. Different colored patches represented different groups. In whatever Montesson concentration camp, the Jews wore red and yellow triangles forming the six-pointed star. The red and yellow appears to be related to the councils of the church, forcing these two colors to be worn by Jews in the east and west of Europe. Red was worn from the Council of Buda in the 13th century. And look, you can see that there's the kind of brown one for the gypsies. But what was intriguing to me was the Bible researcher. This purple one was for anyone. Look, the purple triangle was used for those termed Bible researcher. There was one for the Jehovah's Witnesses, right? So do you see what these symbols have been showing us? Okay, they're showing us where they plan to take those of us who this is all about. Those of us who are children of the Most High. Forgive me, I'm a little tired. I'm ready to go to sleep. But how could I not bring this to you right here? I need to get this out to you and let you see what in fact is coming, what we've been saying is coming. And you want to know how I know that? When I'm thinking about all this, sitting there thinking, reading this, I remember this movie that never made it out. The creator of it was said to shoot his wife and little daughters and then turn the gun on himself. A good young man who you know better. That did not happen. He made a movie called The Gray State. I was thinking about this because I remember the cops on that movie had black triangles on their chest. How that came to my mind, I don't know. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've looked and looked for the trailer to that movie and could never find it until tonight. If this will play, watch it, and I'm going to let you go with it, and you're going to see where we're headed, folks. Check it out.
What is Gray State?
Gray State is less a movie than it is a warning. We do not live in a dictatorship, but we do live in a police state. What we're going to see is the unveiling of this Gray State foisted upon America. Americans believe that they can't do anything. And day by day, they're becoming correct. It's a game of numbers, and we're losing.
There's something about it that just kind of gets on you, and you just can't wash it off.
Credibility means nothing to me. What I care about is truth.
I don't think you're missing anything. The only thing you're missing is why.
Alright, that video cut off early, and I wanted to point out this guy operating this guillotine right here. Notice what he has on the front of him here. That is a Masonic apron. It's a Masonic apron on him. And, one sec, folks. So yeah, you see that apron right there on him? And did you hear the director, the filmmaker that made this movie? He said this is not so much a documentary, but a warning of what was to come. So what I can, see, and that you should be able to see too, what I can see is that the Most High showed me tonight what these triangles and deltas and pyramids are all about. They're about sifting us out, separating the wheat and the tares, the harvest time, to where they can get us in these camps, label us, and then do what this guy right here is doing. There's a reason that Obama ordered 30,000 of these Chanel guillotines. There's a reason for all that you see that's going on today in the world. And there's a reason he showed me this tonight. And like I said, it was miraculous for me to all of a sudden notice see something be made manifest to me that I've looked at for years. The little triangle, the logo for Guess Jeans, with the word guess in the question mark. It was like them saying, can you guess what's going to take place? Well, this message the Most High has delivered to us should take all of the guessing out. We've all been talking about this is where we're going. I've made jokes saying that I'm going to slide in head first on that guillotine like a slip and slide. And I'm not afraid to do it. But what he wanted me to see and to share, the message that he wanted us to take away from this, is that it's not going to be a walk in the park, that we do need to strap up our bootlaces and get ready for a ride that's not going to be a breeze. It's not going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be tough. We're going to have to be strong and courageous. All this little tit for tat fighting on Facebook and this crap that we're doing right now is just a sign of where we are as far as our maturity goes and our focus. If we can't get over whether the color of zeets, if it's okay to have a gray and blue zeet. You know, some guy telling me that it's going to anger the Most High, and then starting a big, huge dispute on Facebook where there's 20 or 30 people on there debating all day for 2 days over a color of a zeet. It shows us where we are, and it shows those of us who would not lower ourselves to get into such a ridiculous argument. It shows those of us that would not do that where we need to draw the line as far as who are our mothers and our brothers, those doing the will of our Father. These people that are not, we don't need to waste our time and get caught up in little battles with these people. Yeah, we can love them and treat them with respect, but we can also say sayonara when it's time to dip out and away from those little foolish, childish, sandbox arguments. It's elementary, for real. And we are supposed to be maturing. This is the time of the harvest. We are to be ripened. If you're getting caught up on such a little ridiculous issue, are you really maturing, coming to a maturity, a mature level? If you're a man or a woman, unto the Most High, where you are ripened, ready to be harvested. The proof's in the pudding, and all of these things, these little games that people are playing, they're exposing themselves by doing these things. And those of us who will have nothing to do with it are those that are ripened and ready for the harvest. But we still need to understand that this is no joke, that it's not a game, and that we're going to have to go through some really extremely hard times in the road ahead. And I pray for all of y'all, Mishpach. I pray that you have the strength and courage to overcome these things that we're going to have to face. And I pray that you start right now by overcoming these small, childish, foolish issues that are just ridiculous. But anyways, I'm going to sleep. I love y'all, Mishpach. Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. Peace out. D is out.